Well, I guess we'll start right off. Good morning and welcome to Reflections. I know it's been a while, so if you have a heart condition, hold on to your britches. We don't want to shock anyone. And also, another shock would be we have a guest with us today.
Awesome.
Yep, Diana. Welcome to the show, Diana.
Good morning, Rhonda. Hi, hello, ladies. How you doing?
Yeah.
Happy Easter.
Yes, thank
Glad
you.
to have you with us.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Kimberly to my left and Monica to my right. And we like to call this show, we call it Reflections, but we sort of reflected on other people's business. And
A little bit of that.
it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of encouragement. And today, I think we'll start off with, I'll go straight to Monica and ask her, do you miss going to Easter services at a church?
Not really. I mean, I always enjoyed music and things like that, but we have some fine music here. You know, I like to hear my husband sing.
Oh, yes.
But, you know, other than that, I mean, it was in my household anyways, it was a very, like, Easter Sunday, Christmas morning, and then it was kind of sporadic in between, and then it got to be where we go all the time, and then it kind of phased out again, and then, you know, by the time I was 16, 17 years old, I had become a Baptist instead of a Catholic, and so it was, you know, it was different, so.
I imagine. Yeah, Diana, Monica has something in common with you. She is a former Catholic.
Yeah. I was a Catholic
Oh,
girl.
yes.
Yeah, good
Those
Catholic.
memories.
Did first Holy Communion, never did confirmation.
Oh, well, you were a bad Catholic girl.
Probably so, but that's another show. This is not True Confessions.
Yeah, Rhonda, you were mentioning about is there anything you miss? And strangely enough, in a way, I miss the pomp and ceremony. I would very often attend Mass of the Easter Vigil. And those Catholics knew how to do it upright. They had everything.
Did
One
you
of
start
the-
on like Holy Thursday and then Good Friday, then Saturday, then Sunday?
That too.
Yep.
And one of the things was that there were no bells or organ music between 3 p.m. Friday and midnight on Sunday, when the priest would raise the cracker with the consecration, the whole thing. During that time, they would actually use wooden clappers, and the whole thing sounded
Kind of mournful.
not macabre, but
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah.
But then the Mass of the Easter Vigil was timed so that the Gloria would occur at midnight, and you would have the priest singing Gloria in excelsis Deo, and suddenly every bell in the tower and the organ all at once, and it was all filled with bells and music, and it was just an amazing thing. And
Yeah.
believe it or not, I kind of miss that.
Yeah. I can see that. I sure can.
I remember when I was little, we did this thing where, like, and it was Friday, I believe it was Friday evening, but we'd go over and we'd spend 1 hour in the old chapel at a local church here. And, like, that whole hour, you were supposed to be silent, pray. As a kid, that was very hard for a whole hour, not to speak at all, not to do anything. And I was always told, you know, it's only an hour. You can give an hour to God. And I'm like, you know, it was hard. But, you know, I guess being Catholic, I can understand what he's saying about the bells, or Diana's saying about the bells and everything, because that's kind of how, you know, I mean, what I remember about it was,
Yeah.
I remember leading a service in Easter, around Easter. I think it was Palm Sunday that we did, or it was like a youth service a little before that. And I remember I had volunteered to help lead the music, and I got up there to sing and invited everybody to sing with me, and I was the only one singing. And I think I was singing the, where you just hold it out forever, and yeah. It was quite interesting. I think that was the one and only one I did.
That'd be my last one too. What about you, Kimberly?
I miss a lot of the ritual and the tradition. I wouldn't want to go back to it, but so I don't know. Maybe we need to come up with ritual and traditions of our own.
Yep.
Yeah, no, good idea. Good idea. Something about, this human species that we do love.
Yes.
Traditions and rituals and, things that we can count on and,
We contradictory
forward.
like change and
Yes.
consistency.
Exactly. Yeah, you look forward to those types of things. And, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad.
Spring equinox is close to Easter, and we already do stuff on the solstices, so maybe we can start some family traditions around the equinox.
Yeah,
Yep.
very good idea.
I remember always trying to, is it equinox where you can supposedly balance the egg on its end?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
What about
Sounds
you?
like fun
Moving
to try.
on.
We have to wait till next year because it was on the 21st.
I remember doing that as a kid with a friend of mine. We were sitting at her house, and I think that's the day I remember that they said where you could like balance the egg on its end.
I'll have to try that.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I was wrong. I'll contact my friend. I'll be like, hey,
Do you remember?
Do you remember this stupid thing?
remember we did this at your house 100 years ago?
Well, I'm curious about something that Kimberly told me that she got for her birthday. You said two different sets of cards,
No, I didn't bring them.
but okay, well, one was tarot,
I
right?
got a tarot deck and an oracle deck.
Oracle. Okay.
I
Okay.
haven't got the one I wanted because it's the second edition's coming out. But
Okay.
when I get that oracle deck, I'll bring it here.
I mean, that's
What would you do, like, if you did the tarot cards for us? One of ours came up with, like, death or something.
The death card's not a bad card.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know anything about it.
The death cards just change. It just represents change.
It's changed. Okay, well, I can deal with
That
change.
something in your life's dying and something. The tarot is not anything
it's-
mystical. It doesn't predict the future. That's not what it's for.
That's just what you hear and learn.
Yeah, that's
movies
movie talk.
and
That's movie talk.
probably
Yeah.
religion. Bad,
Your-
stay away.
your-
Yeah.
Yeah, your subconscious mind is constantly picking up things that your conscious mind doesn't. And possibly problems that you think you have, your subconscious mind's already worked them out. The tarot is symbols. So when you flip a card and you look at it, it's like dream imagery. It's a way for your subconscious to contact your conscious. And what you see may be different than what someone else sees because you're interpreting it through your own. And that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people do say that their higher self contacts them through the tarot. I mean, tarot's a tool. You can use it different ways, and it's not tied to any religion, so it's not
Interesting.
anything that, well, as a Christian, I would have been chastised for having.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said back.
yeah. That was taboo for.
But it's really, there's no reason for that because it doesn't have to be looked at as a spiritual thing. It can be. I mean, it's like yoga. Yoga can be a spiritual event. I've done yoga to the point with the breathing and the meditation to where you feel like you're experiencing a spiritual event, but it doesn't have to be that way.
And when I experienced,
It was not a spiritual event.
no, it's not very spiritual. I'm cussing and fussing. I'm like, oh,
It was-
well, maybe
it was
it's spiritual.
purgatory.
Oh, Lord, how am I going to get back up? Oh, Lord, how
There
am I
you
going to get back up? Sorry.
Anyway, it's just a tool. A tarot deck is just a tool, and the oracle deck's just a tool too.
It's just
I
different
don't- yeah.
symbols.
Yeah, the oracle deck I don't understand as well. The one that I got, the one that I want, it's pretty straightforward. But I can't get it yet because it's not out yet.
Okay. All right. Well, Diana, have you ever delved into tarot cards or oracle cards or?
I used to have a Rider-Waite tarot
That's the
deck
one I got.
years and years and years ago, and I'd play around with it. I never really bought into the mysticism or anything like that, but it was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Rider-Waite's what I've got. It's a classic. It's intentionally, some of the symbolism is intentionally vague so that it's more universal.
Yeah.
Some of the decks, the artwork is really, really pretty, but the meaning is slanted from the artist's interpretation of the cards rather than the cards themselves. So, and if you're going to use them to try to work things out with your own subconscious, you don't want somebody else's slant.
No. Yeah,
So,
I could see
so that's
that.
the Rider-Waite's is the deck that I got.
Okay. And I'd never heard of oracle cards, but tarot cards, I think
Yeah, I've
in
heard
a
of
movie,
I've
I've
seen
seen,
it.
especially like in the Wild West movies, they did tarot readings. I guess that's the movies I watched and saw them in. And then when I saw the death card flip up, I'm like, oh my gosh, Virgil Earp is gonna die. No.
I remember the tarot card readings. It was in one of the James Bond films. I forget exactly which one, but it involved a mystic.
Yeah, and just that word, mystifies me. I mean, I'm interested because I don't know anything about it. And so I can see where if someone is dealing the deck toward me or with me or helping me, and I see a symbol, it may, bring up something, like you said, in my subconscious or conscious, and I might put two and two together and think, oh, this makes sense. But we're doing it ourselves, our own
Right.
consciences are,
Yeah, like I
making
said,
it-
that's one way, and
It's not fortune telling,
You'll get no. Even people who look at it as contacting your higher self, or the universe, or the divine, or whatever, however you want to look at it, will tell you that it's not fortune telling. It's to help you clarify things in your own mind.
oh,
Whoever
I
you,
need those.
And I've seen extremes from the people who are just strictly Carl Jung, it's your subconscious, it's archetypes, all the way to you better make sure that you've cast a circle so that you don't have spirits that want to deceive you influence the cards. So you can go from one extreme to the other. I fall about in the middle there. But like I said, it's a tool that just about anybody could use, whatever your religious, spiritual,
Yeah.
current influence is. Mine vacillates. I have ideas, but my ideas are open to change. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very positive.
But tarot's pretty simple to use wherever you're at.
That's cool.
You have to bring them.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
I
Yeah.
can do that.
Next week, and we can.
If my Rebel deck will come in, that would be great.
Okay.
All right.
I tell you what, I have been to a psychic with my sister on many occasions because she's really, really into that, really believes. And I have to say, the lady, she said some things that I have no earthly idea how she could have at all known or guessed or, made up. I mean, I'm almost a believer in somebody being able to just have an energy that can see your energy or something, I don't know. I was a believer when I came out of there. I really was. It's very fascinating. Very fascinating. I told a story before about a picture of my mom's dad. It's in like an old timey frame, and it's one of those old timey pictures. And I never met him, but it's in our bedroom, and I don't even know what that is, babe. I can't see it.
Refill.
Oh yeah, thank
want a
you,
refill?
thank you. I refill my Bloody Mary mix. Thank you, Bob.
This is why we let guys on the show.
Yeah, it's our servers.
Just kidding. I'm totally teasing.
At least while the camera's on.
Yes. You're the only guy allowed on our show today.
Exactly.
These poor ladies sitting beside me have to. But anyway, so there's my grandpa, my mom's side, And then I found a picture, a little one of my grandma on my dad's side. So I said, oh, well, I'll stick it in the frame. You know how you do. And so I stuck it in the frame, never thought about it again, just going about my business. Then my sister says, let's go to the psychic. Went to the psychic, and the first thing she says is, you have two grandparents watching you closely. I said, okay. And first in my mind, I thought on one side, you know, my mom and dad's mother and father, or my dad's mother and father. And she said, it is one grandparent on your mom's side and one grandparent on your dad's side. And they're side by side, and they watch you. Are like, holy crap.
You go home and put that picture face down.
It's not staring at me anymore. But I thought,
He's bringing us ham.
unbelievable. Now,
I think I'll wait.
I think we're good.
No pig?
No, it looks like it's turning a little bit, so
All right,
I'm gonna have to ask you to get. But thank you so much. That was very sweet of you. Diana, he just tried to bring us a platter of ham. I don't know if he was making fun of us or what. But anyway, when she told me that scared the bejesus out of me. And so, needless to say, the picture is not
In the same spot.
in the same spot watching me, because I don't, you know, that's a little too close for comfort.
They watch you from afar.
They're in the corner, actually, on top of a table. No, but I thought that was, I mean, and I had just done it. It was amazing. I mean, how could that be? Just, I mean, that's not something you guess, I don't guess. I mean, I guess you could say you got people watching you and, you know, but, and they're side by side. I'm sorry, Mo. I got to cross my legs. But
That's all right. I'm having issues with the chair too.
Yeah, my knee's all jammed up against the spine.
Yeah, just like women.
We
just-
wanna complain.
We're just griping about our set. We have a nice large table, but we'll get there.
Well, I kind of like this one.
That's not bad.
I'm just having issues with the chair.
So if you were at the Old Catholic Church this morning, would y'all be getting excited right now, or do you have to wait till midnight like Diana's church, what she said?
Well, we always went on Easter Sunday morning to church. I remember, you know, getting up and we'd do the Easter traditions at the house with the baskets and the chocolate bunnies and all of that stuff, and hiding the eggs and finding the eggs, and then getting dressed and going to service and coming home, and usually going to a family member's house and having, you know, Easter dinner and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't miss it too much, because today I got to wear like my holy jeans. I didn't have to find something to dress up, and it was kind of a play on April Fools and Easter.
Yeah, I said you resurrected those from the trash.
From the trash. Actually, yeah, I need to do the
Yeah.
wash
It
again.
just didn't burn yet.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I was clear earlier. The midnight, that was actually the midnight that began Easter Sunday.
Yeah, like Saturday night. Midnight.
Right. You'd show up late Saturday night, and then the mass would go through midnight on into Sunday morning.
Oh, my
And you'd be back again for mass after the sun was up. And then it was everybody over to Babka's house for food and conviviality, as I said on my cooking show, because what I did this year was do a Slovak Easter menu with cirek, which is sort of like a ball of scrambled eggs, but not really. You make it with eggs and milk and sugar, very slowly cook it until it forms into a ball, and let that drain overnight. And then there's the pascha, the Easter bread, the beet horseradish, and a baked ham. I was shooting for 3 days with this thing, and
Wow.
my apologies to anyone who watches the darn thing, because it ran almost an hour and a half, which is twice what I really want for one of the shows. But oh well.
Oh, well. So that's on the Lavender Lady YouTube channel?
Yes, it is. It's a series
check that
called The Transgender Chef.
Yeah, cool. Transgender chef. Now, so let me ask you this. On my Instagram, I follow Caitlin, and she said yesterday that it was Trans Visibility Day. Is that something that you recognized or knew about, or?
I do know about it. I don't get out of the house much because this neighborhood is hard for me to get around. All there is a U.S. highway, and biking that is taking your life into your own hands. So I spent the day here, but yeah, I do know about it and do recognize it, and I think it is a fairly good idea. I guess a lot of people are perhaps afraid of us or don't quite understand us. And the more we get out into the general public and just let them know that we don't have three heads, it's a little easier for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one day, do you hope that no one will say, she's trans, whatever, just she's Diana, right? Aren't we all aiming for that? Like,
Oh, absolutely. It would be so wonderful if there were no need to use that word trans.
yeah,
It would be, he's Bob or she's Diana or,
sure,
just leave it at that.
right. That's what I was thinking about. And I can understand Caitlin, wanting to be, and I like Caitlin. I like Bruce too, but I like Caitlin, and I, maybe Diana could speak to if you think that she, and this is your opinion, obviously, is she doing a service for your community, or which is really our community, or is she doing, do you think that she's what's the word I want to say? Because of her fame, fortune, and whatever, do you think she's a positive role model?
Wow, there's a lot of division in the community about Ms. Jenner. A lot of people think that she's just a blowhard,
Yeah.
especially, forgive me, Rhonda, when she was very much aligned with the Donald Trump camp.
Right. That's all right.
I think she's starting to get the idea that he wasn't exactly our friend. Now, there are things possibly that you could do to have a good influence. I know people like Laverne Cox, or trying to think of some of the other names that have actually been out there. And yeah, here I am, I'm trans, and everything's fine. And maybe she can do that also at some point, but she's got a lot of ground to make up with a lot of the community.
Yeah. And is that mainly because of her Republican nature or supporting of Trump specifically?
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of the folks were, Caitlin, you're kneecapping yourself and us in the process. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I wondered about that. I wondered if that was something that, I'm not saying a grudge, but that, wouldn't endear her to her own community, possibly. But, on the one hand, I guess staying true to her Republican leanings, I get that. But whenever a Republican person that you are trying to support comes up short in something that people were looking forward to, it's okay to, say, I'm disappointed, or, I don't support them in this now. I think that
No.
probably would have helped.
Now, a lot of people didn't like the interview with, was it Diane Sawyer?
Diane Sawyer, yes.
One of the comments she made, Diane asked her, what's the best thing about your transition? And she said something about, I really like being able to wear nail polish until it chips off. And a lot of people thought that was frivolous. I can see what she meant.
I can
And
too.
I don't
and-
think that was bad at all.
No, because what I thought too. I thought she wanted to wear nail polish so badly, she put it on, but she would always have to take it off before someone saw it on her. But now she can wear it, like you can, and be free to wear it and let it be just like regular women, just like the rest of us. When it chips off, it's time for a new coat. But
Or you wear it until it all.
Yeah, she could just be Caitlin.
Right,
Right.
exactly. She didn't have to get it off quickly before someone spotted it or whatever. She probably could only wear it, maybe overnight or while on a business trip for 2 hours or whatever. And so, I don't know. I think we need to have bigger hearts and give people bigger leeways and things like that. And so I'm glad that that's the kind of person that you are.
Yeah, believe you me, I know the feeling. I mean, even literally, it would be that whole bit of taking everything off so that nobody would know. I hid for 50 years that way, and it was not fun at all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, next week, if you don't mind, Diana, and I know maybe you've gone over this over and over, but some of our reflection viewers probably are clueless about how, how this happens or how someone might want to be and what they had to go through and how it's hard to get housing and employment and whatever. And so if you don't mind coming back next week and we can go over some of those things, if that's okay.
Oh my, I'm up for it, really.
Okay.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay.
I guess maybe I'll have to make some notes and try to
Okay.
make sure I hit all the points.
That'd be great. Well, you kind of see where I'm going with and what I think people really need to understand. And I really appreciate that. Well, we are out of time, believe it or not. We're moving on to our local showing. And thank you so much, Diana. And I look forward to seeing you specifically next week at 10:30 on Reflections, obviously 9:30 on This Versus That. So thank you. Thank you.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Happy Easter if you were a Catholic still. All right. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Happy Easter, Diane.